Kenneth's Story Part 1. Kenneth was born in a small village in southeastern Nigeria, a place where the air smelled of firewood and the mornings were greeted by roosters and smoky cooking pots. He was the son of a poor farmer and a praying mother. They didn't have much. No electricity, no tiled floors, just a roof of zinc and hearts full of hope. As a boy, Kenneth would sit under a mango tree behind their house, look up at the sky, and whisper, "Lord, don't forget me." He didn't know how God would answer, but even then, he believed. When he turned 22, Kenneth left his village for Lagos, the city of noise, of hustle, of dreams, and sometimes of heartbreak. All he had was a small nylon bag, 2,500 naira, and the promise of a cousin who said he'd help him settle in. But when he arrived in Lagos, that cousin was nowhere to be found. Kenneth slept outside a church in Ojuelegba for 3 nights. He bathed in a public toilet, ate soaked garri without sugar. He sat on a pavement one evening, his stomach empty, but his faith intact. He looked at the streetlight above him and whispered again, "Lord, please, don't forget me." He began hawking socks in Lagos traffic. He was pushed, insulted, rained on. He dodged Danfo buses, ran from Lastma, and shouted prices with a cracked voice. Yet every morning before the day began, he would kneel beside the gutter and pray, "God, give me strength. I still believe you brought me here for a reason." One day, while selling at Ohoda, he noticed a woman struggling with her broken-down car. Without asking for anything, Kenneth helped her. He fixed what he could, wiped his hands on his torn trousers, and walked away. But the woman, a local tailor, stopped him. She asked his name. She offered him a small job, sweeping and running errands at her shop. It wasn't much, but to Kenneth, it was everything. He showed up early, cleaned beyond the corners, stayed after closing time. He prayed during break time. And though the money was small, hope had returned. Soon, one of the tailor's clients noticed Kenneth's dedication. She was a manager at an office in Surulere. She offered him a better job, cleaning offices and helping with minor tasks. Kenneth took it with gratitude. He worked silently, prayed quietly, and little by little, God began to answer. He saved enough money to rent a one-room apartment. He bought a mattress, then a fan, then a small cooker. Every step forward felt like a miracle. Months later, a man who regularly visited the office, a pastor, took interest in Kenneth's life. He offered him mentorship, invited him to Bible study, encouraged him to dream again. Kenneth started writing his goals in a notebook. Goals that once felt impossible now had dates next to them. But through it all, he never stopped praying. He prayed on the bus, at work, during breaks, late at night, early in the morning. He prayed for favor, for wisdom, for strength to keep going. And God answered, not all at once, but piece by piece. 1 year later, Kenneth enrolled in a part-time school. He passed his courses, even when it meant reading by candlelight. He got promoted at work, started a small side hustle with a friend from church, a cleaning service that served 2 buildings at first. Soon it became 10. He registered the business, he paid his tithe, he still knelt before leaving the house. Kenneth, the same boy who begged for food, who slept outside a church, was now helping others eat. He visited his village and paid the school fees of 3 children. He helped his mother set up a food stall. He started youth prayer meetings for boys who felt forgotten, just like he once did. And when people asked him, "How did you do it?" Kenneth would smile and say, "It wasn't me, it was God. I just kept believing and moving." Today, Kenneth runs a registered business in Lagos. He employs 5 people, mentors others, and every year, on the anniversary of his arrival in Lagos, he fasts and prays. Not to ask for anything, but to say thank you. To the God who lifted him from the streets, to the Father who never forgot him, to the one who wrote his story with grace. Because when God writes your story, it may begin with soaked garri and sleepless nights, but it can end with purpose, peace, and praise. This is Kenneth's story. But just as the light began to shine, a test came, one that would shake everything he thought he'd built. Emmanmaster presents real stories, deep faith, true transformation. Like, share, and subscribe for more powerful journeys of faith and purpose.